Okay, so this is a swing review of Alexander Levy in the 2015 US Open qualifying. You know, it's quite privileged to follow Alexander around and watch a beautiful golf swing, and obviously very, very functional. You know, this guy's won on the European Tour, you know, and for his height and build, you know, hits the ball a good distance. So this was an iron shot into one of the greens at Walton Heath. So I've put a couple of lines on. For the club golfer watching this at home, great idea if you're videoing your swing from this sort of down the line as we sort of see the target, the down the line view here. Put a line up through your right elbow up to this position here. That gives you your angle and plane of your right elbow, and then put a line up from the sort of base of the shaft right up through your right shoulder. So that's your turning right shoulder plane. Two quite good lines there to track your swing if you're just using basic video to do an analysis. Obviously this is two-dimensional, so subject to some distortions. However, you know, I just want to go through a couple of positions, and these are traits of very good players, elite players and tour players. So let's look at Alexander as he swings the club back. We can see that the sweet spot of the club moves up through the right elbow plane as he sweeps the hands and arms, turns the body back. And then as he lifts and sets his wrists, the arms and hands lift up to the right shoulder, and the sweet spot is set up behind the hands there. So as he sets his wrists and starts his transition, you can see his lower body working nicely, his left hip dropping and turning, as he then starts to work his hands down a much steeper plane on the way down. So you can now see his hands dropping down the turning right shoulder plane. So his hands are dropping on a steeper plane on the way down, as we can see through the circle that we see here. But however, a very, very good position to try to, you know, copy if you're looking at your swing from this view is to get your hands coming down diagonally through your right shoulder, but get the sweet spot of the club dropping down behind the hands. So the sweet spot is still above, but it's behind the hands. So as the sweet spot is dropping down, it's trailing in the hands, and that's going to then get you into a good position that you can turn your left shoulder towards and up behind the left ear, drive your body forwards, rotating your belt buckle and your chest to the ball, turning past the ball, turning left of target. The sweet spot is still trailing the hands. As it starts to line up with the hands there, the chest is turning through. The sweet spot is dropped into the back of the ball, as we then see the club remove the turf in front of the ball, maintaining good wrist angles here. And this wrist angle that we see, that bent back right wrist angle, maintained into impact, released through, turning the chest through the target, hands back up through that right shoulder plane, and a good strike here. So let's have a look at the club face just in these a couple of key positions here. So in this sort of position pre-impact, we can see the toe is pointing up, so at a 12 o'clock position, as the right wrists and left wrist release, the club face is nice and square looking at his target. Club path is fairly neutral as it goes through, and then he holds his wrist conditions, releases them through as the arms turn right hand over left, which brings the toe of the club up to this 12 o'clock position post impact. So we can see that functional action, repeatable action. Very, very good. Alexander Levy from the European Tour.